Hello everyone and welcome to Cooking with Dr. Fred. So, you guys always keep me on my toes, and because of that, there have been many requests when I promised you guys to make low-carb taco shells. So that's what I'm about to do. So I got all fancied up. This kind of looks Mexican-like, this shirt. And I actually have pants on today. Usually I have sweatpants when I'm doing this. You probably don't ever notice that, but maybe you do. So there you go. So today's show, we're gonna just make taco shells, and there's lots of math, there's lots of geometry to this. You may notice these spoons hanging up here, suspended by glasses. That's how you're gonna make the shell after it comes out of the oven. Or you could do something really much better and get an actual taco shell instrument that you can actually put the cheese in, and it'll do that instead of doing it the old-fashioned way. But you know me, I'm super old-fashioned, so when it comes to cooking especially. So you need parchment paper, you need non-waxed parchment paper, and you need 2 cookie sheets. Obviously, I am even surprised I had 1 cookie sheet. I haven't made a cookie in decades. But I found these other things in my kitchen somewhere that will take the place of that. So again, you know me, improvise when necessary. Okay. Now here's the math part, which is tricky, and geometry and all of that stuff. So what you're gonna do, oh, I can get a pen for this. Oh well, we're gonna fire that producer as well. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, I'm gonna put something on this paper because it's annoying me. You're gonna make a 6-inch circle, and since I don't have a protractor, I am going to just make sort of some little points of reference so that I can draw myself a circle. And the only reason you do this is because A, I'm anal retentive, but B, you'll have the same size taco shells, which again, me being anal retentive, I really like. So you're gonna do that, and then you'll make another one. And then what you do is you turn the paper over so that you can see the marks that you've made, so that you're not eating ink or pencil or anything like that. So I don't know if you can see them, but there they are. Probably not because the light's shone on them. So I'm gonna do another one, because we'll make 2 of these. We'll probably make 4, or maybe 3, because it's the only space I have. Yeah, see, this math stuff is kind of cuckoo, but you have to do it. Okay, so there you go, if you want them. Now, what the beauty of this is that you can either make them into taco shells, you could leave them flat and use them as, I don't know, what are those, chalupas, I don't know, tostadas, tosquitos. I'm not all that familiar with Mexican food because I don't eat it that often, but it's good. This is good for Taco Tuesdays. So then what we'll do, so it's really super simple. You just take the cheese, and you really want to get, sort of a already shredded cheese that's in a package. I don't know why, but it works better. Maybe it's less oily, I don't know, but it does work better. So you just take, it's really, if you want to be, this will make enough for 6. So I have to see where my lines are. And then you kind of spread it out. You really just want to do like 1.5 ounces. All right, now I'm gonna get fancy here. 1.5 ounces per taco shell. And this one isn't gonna be, I think I put too much cheese in that. I think we've got to spread it out a little thinner. So just make sure they're spread out thin, because they're gonna become, you're gonna eat this as a shell, so you don't want it to be super thick, and then it won't cook very well. I've been preheating the oven to 375, in case you were wondering that. And you know what, I'm just gonna do 2 of them. 2 of them is enough. I don't need to make this whole thing for you. You'll get the point by just making 2. And then I don't have to use my other pans, and my 1 cookie sheet worked, and I didn't have to tell you that I didn't have another one. All right, this noise is annoying. You kind of want to make them round. They're gonna look, because they're gonna turn into something. All right, there you go. The first one looks better, but it always generally does, doesn't it? Are we at 375? We're not 375 yet. So I'm going to be right back. So the buzzer just went off for the oven. Now, one thing you are going to want to know about this with the oven is that you're going to want to take the racks. You want one in the top third and one in the lower third. And then you're going to you're going to bake it for 5 minutes on the top third. And then you're going to, and if you had 2 of these, which you normally would for a family size, then you would switch them. And you're going to switch them anyway because that's how the heat distributes in ovens generally. So I'm going to put these for 5 minutes on the top rack. Then I'm going to move it to the lower third rack for 5 to 10 minutes until sort of you start to see holes in the cheese and it starts to brown around the edges. So I'm going to put it in the oven. So here it goes. I'm going to put it in the top rack first. And we'll see how this goes. So what we're going to do is now take them out because they look ready. So let's see what happens. So we'll take them out of the oven. You know what I was thinking while these were cooking is that you could probably add a little cayenne to these or something while they're cooking, so it adds a little flavor to the actual taco shell. But the cheese is going to have enough. So you just want to blot it off. You want to get all the excess oil. This cheese has a lot of oil in there. So you want to get the excess oil off. Look at all that oil. Ugh. Okay, so we get all of that off of there. Blot these. Blot, blot, blot. And then again, you can always leave them on just like this if you want tostada shells, but we're doing taco. Then you take a little spatula. Don't burn your hand because you forget that that was in the oven. You put it over the spoon like that, and you let it just completely cool. And when it cools, you can actually store them. You know, they can store at room temperature for a couple days, but you can actually store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator after they've completely cooled. So there's no excuse to ever not be able to have homemade, low-carb, keto, paleo, whatever you want to call it, taco shells in your refrigerator just when you're waiting for something. You can even use them as a snack. But anyway, there you go. And you all know how to make your favorite insides of your tacos, so I don't need to show you that. I've kind of even showed you that once before. You can refer back to that video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and these will form into nice shells. They're already forming. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Fred. This is Cooking with Dr. Fred, Taco Tuesday edition.